If you could go back in time, what would you do differently?
If I could go back in time and change certain things in my life, I would. At the same time, if I didn't go through those experiences of the past, I may never have met my wife and kids or be with the friends I once had. But I would do it for an experiment anyways. If I could go back in time and talk to my younger self at the tender age of 12, not long after I started high school, one of the first things I'd say is, as I look my younger self in the eyes, Derek, you need to start using Vaseline or petroleum jelly to better manage your eczema, especially on your face. For the record, my face is better now, thank you. Derek, you need to start working out, but before you hit the weights, do calisthenics till you're at least 15 or 16 and start eating more. You're too skinny. Bullies in high school are brutal. If you can try to avoid fighting over minor insults and over who sits where, but if you need to confront a bully when your back is against the wall, then practice boxing and jiu-jitsu, at least until high school is over. You will eventually take up an interest in basketball for about 5 or so years, which will be the deciding factor in what kind of career you want after high school. I say don't go further into it. Play it as a hobby, sure, but nothing more. You will waste 3 years of college getting a useless diploma that you will never use. Instead, get an apprenticeship as a plumber, electrician, mechanic, etc., but not business administration. You don't know it yet, but you are very bad with doing certain things on computers, especially with emails, believe it or not. Derek, also lay off the porn. It will ruin your chances of getting good at communicating and appreciating women by putting your mind in a position of seeing them through a warped reality. They are not sex objects, but human beings made in the image of God. Learn about Christianity, study comparative religion, learn about atheism, evolution. Consider asking yourself the deepest questions on meaning and see what you can come up with, and all that jazz. And eventually, as you did in my timeline, you will want to give your life to Christ. After you finish high school and hopefully start an apprenticeship, don't bother with college. You can start making money straight away. And since you will be at home for a few more years, use that time to save money to buy yourself a wonderful 3 bedroom house as you lay down a big deposit to reduce monthly payments. By the time you want to get married and start a family, you will be a decade ahead of some of the folks in school. Remember to always save some money. Don't overspend. You will be better prepared for emergencies. Don't worry about the friends you will get to know for a few years as you reach year 9 and upward. Yes, enjoy your moments with them and introduce Christ. But remember, these friends come and go. Eventually, they will go their own ways, not bothering to contact you any longer. Some will live overseas, some will isolate themselves, and some will spend time in prison. Maybe you should start hanging out with the book nerd, but be friendly to all people, yet don't be a doormat. Read a lot of books from here on out and start a simple side hustle that you can build up from. You will come across YouTube in about 3 years. That will be a good place to start showcasing any of your skills. Don't do drugs. Yes, drink sometimes if you want when you get to that legal age. Just don't be consumed by it. Don't take yourself too seriously. People will like your personality. After all, you are a naturally funny guy. You don't even have to try. When comes the time to get married, make sure it is to a dedicated Christian woman. And if she has a problem with signing a prenup before marriage, then cut it off. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't let her move in before a prenup is signed and you two are married. Don't cohabitate and save your virginity till the wedding day. There is nothing wrong with waiting. You don't want to be a man with a promiscuous past. The goal is not to get rich, it is to be prepared and content with a good source of income It will be useful for those who will need your help eventually. Even before you give your life to Christ, you were giving what little you had. Don't worry about trying to impress certain girls you will soon come to fancy in high school. There is an abundance outside. High school is just a phase in life that lasts for about 5 years. Yes, do well, by all means. Have fun, but also prioritize your time. Try to keep to yourself and have a small group of friends you can trust. That way, you are less likely to run into trouble. Keep your eyes out for snakes, backstabbers, and people who are not going anywhere in life. Choose your battles if possible. As soon as high school finishes, your good looks really start to shine, and women from that point will find you very attractive during your college years. Hopefully, as I mentioned before, it's better not to go judging from your future. You will be very tempted to get stuck in with the women. Avoid it at all costs. Eventually, you will get married to the right woman, and in that context, you will be able to do it every single day. Before having kids, go travel abroad, see the world, but don't overdo it. You don't want it to be too late in moving forward with your life. Don't have kids too late, neither have them too early. Also, before I go, encourage your older sister to keep away from her boyfriend and avoid people who take drugs. Tell her to find better friends, more specifically from the church. Lastly, tell mom not to move out of her house. She will deeply regret it. But if she does decide to move, don't let your other sister fulfill the application by choosing the house to move to. Also, tell dad to keep quiet. If mom wants to learn to drive, that's her right.